It's easy to romanticize the Mediterranean lifestyle. Sea breezes, long lunches, fresh herbs, and that golden drizzle of olive oil on everything. But tucked away behind the olive oil bottle, often overlooked, is one of the region's more underrated health treasures, the olive leaf. Long used in traditional medicine for its cardiovascular benefits, olive leaf extract is now drawing serious scientific attention for something far more specific: its potential role in protecting the brain from age-related neurodegeneration, particularly Alzheimer's disease. The hero of this story is oleuropein, a polyphenolic compound abundantly found in olive leaves and, to a lesser extent, in extra virgin olive oil. Oleuropein has a remarkable pharmacological resume. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial, and now increasingly recognized as neuroprotective. And not just in the vague, good for the brain sense. We're talking about actual mechanisms that interfere with Alzheimer's pathology, including helping to clear toxic protein aggregates that clog up the aging brain. Let's start with the villain in question: beta amyloid plaques. These sticky protein clumps form between neurons and are a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. They interfere with communication between brain cells, disrupt synaptic function, and eventually lead to neuronal death. Oleuropein appears to have the remarkable ability to interfere with the formation and accumulation of beta amyloid peptides. In laboratory models, it can bind to amyloid precursors and prevent their aggregation, or in some cases, help destabilize already formed plaques, essentially helping the brain to sweep out some of its toxic clutter. But that's just one half of Alzheimer's dual pathology. The other major problem is tau tangles, twisted fibers of tau protein that build up inside neurons and kill them from within. While the research on oleuropein and tau is still early, some studies suggest it may modulate tau phosphorylation, the process that turns normal tau into a toxic, tangled mess. If this turns out to be consistently true in humans, it would make oleuropein a rare plant compound with the potential to address both of Alzheimer's primary pathological hallmarks. And then there's the mitochondria, the tiny energy plants inside your brain cells that keep everything running. Oleuropein appears to preserve mitochondrial function under conditions of oxidative stress, helping neurons maintain energy production even when under inflammatory or toxic attack. That's a big deal, because mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the earliest and most damaging features of cognitive decline. No energy equals no memory. Of course, we can't talk about brain aging without talking about oxidative stress and inflammation, the twin wrecking balls of neurodegeneration. The brain, with its high oxygen consumption and fatty structure, is especially vulnerable to free radicals, those unstable molecules that cause cellular damage. Oleuropein acts as a potent antioxidant, mopping up reactive oxygen species and reducing oxidative damage to DNA, proteins, and lipids within the brain. Simultaneously, it dampens neuroinflammation by inhibiting pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6, both of which are elevated in the brains of individuals with Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases. Some animal studies have even shown that oleuropein-rich olive leaf extract can improve memory and learning in aging rodents or those subjected to Alzheimer's-like models. These mice not only performed better in maze tasks, but showed reduced amyloid plaque deposition and healthier brain tissue when analyzed under the microscope. Their brains looked, functionally and structurally, much younger than they should have, all thanks to a compound pulled from an olive tree's foliage. And what about human evidence? Clinical trials are still in their early stages, but population data offers some strong circumstantial support. Mediterranean populations, who consume large amounts of olive products, including oleuropein through olives and oil, consistently show lower rates of dementia and cognitive decline compared to Western populations. While diet is only one piece of the puzzle, the neuroprotective profile of olive polyphenol, including oleuropein, is increasingly seen as a key contributor to that regional brain health advantage. Supplement companies have already taken note, offering olive leaf extract capsules standardized for oleuropein content, often marketed for immune or heart support. But with Alzheimer's disease still lacking an effective cure, oleuropein's potential role in prevention is drawing growing attention from neuroscientists and longevity researchers alike. It may not reverse full-blown dementia, but it could become part of a long-term strategy to keep aging brains resilient, plastic, and better protected against toxic buildup. And let's be honest, If there's a way to guard your neurons using compounds from a tree that also happens to produce olive oil and martinis, it's a hard thing not to root for. So while olive oil continues to soak up the spotlight, don't forget the quiet, powerful work being done by its leafy counterpart. Oleuropein might not be as famous yet, but for the aging brain, it just might be one of the Mediterranean's best-kept secrets.